All right, Mom's visiting. You know what that means. Time to clean the ceilings. I picked Mom up from the airport and we just drove around the neighborhood to show her where we live. And then this is us in the convertible, more where that came from. We went for a nice horseback ride out in the country. We were in Santa Margarita and on a big ranch. The ranch raises cattle and has some vineyards. Olivia is our horseback riding guide. She's up there in front. Her pony did not want to cross the water. And then it made Mom's horse kind of freak out. And then my horse said, let's get out of here. But we had already closed the gate. So now the three horses are just kind of like circling and not wanting to cross the river. I really think Olivia's horse kind of caused all the drama, but that's okay. That dog, Bo, is Olivia's dog, and he's a really good pup. He just runs around next to the horses all day. Once we cross this river, there's going to be some cows up on the side. That'll be our first cow encounter. Get it? So yeah, anyways, here is our first little creek crossing. And this was pretty much right away. I haven't been on a horse in quite some time, so it definitely took me some time to get more comfortable on the horse. I was just trying to stay chill and relaxed. And then up here, we have some cows. All the young cows here were calved last fall, apparently, so they're coming up on a year old. They're so cute. And some cows wanted to come along for the trail ride. We saw some wild pigs right here. They're hard to see, but they're the little black dots running into the trees. That was my first time seeing wild pigs. Then we're just like out in the hills. It's really pretty landscape. I'm glad Mom was out here when it was still really green, because this will get pretty brown this fall. It's just still nice and green because it's spring and we've had rain. Again, here's Bo living his best life, having a nice time. And then here is a view of one of the vineyards on the property. We ended up getting some of their wine afterwards at a cafe in town, and it was really delicious. Olivia took a couple of pictures of me and my mom on our horses. I think they're really cute. It shows off the hills. My horse was trying to eat grass the whole time we were taking pictures. And then we're about to come up on another creek crossing is what Olivia called it. I'd call this like borderline swamp, but that's okay. My horse really likes going through areas where the grass is mouth height. I was told not to let him eat, otherwise he would just eat and not take walks. And yeah, we are going through the water. My pony wanted to run through the water, but I tried to get him to the back row and give Mom's horse some space.
Easy. Give him some space.
Liked to be crowded. Olivia's horse is named Durango. Mom's horse is Bruno, and my horse was Junior. And I thought it was really cute. And Bo went for a nice little swim there. It was super cute. And here we go. We start going through some oak trees. We were in Santa Margarita, but it's the Paso Robles area, which means oaks, passage of the oaks. Here's us tasting that wine. And then we went for a whale watching tour this one was on Sunday. We went whale watching out of Avila Bay, and 5 of us went. I invited 2 other traveling nurses from work. Here's Mom with the hills behind her. And then here is some kelp with otters. And then here's some sea lions on a buoy being all cute. It was a super duper windy day, and we honestly thought the guy was going to cancel the boat ride, but he didn't. The 9 a.m. tour did not see any whales, and we were the 11 o'clock or 11:30, and it was getting windier and windier. And he was like, honestly, we didn't see any whales this morning, and it's super windy and rough. I'm gonna take you guys on a coastal tour instead. And that ended up being pretty cool. These are cormorants. He told us a lot of fun facts about the cormorants. You can tell that they sit lower in the water than ducks. Their bones are more dense, and it allows them to swim to depths of 400 feet, which, I'll be honest, if Silas told me that fact, I would think he was making it up. But this guy was a cormorant pro. So they're just out here in the ocean, just waiting for fish. This is a really shallow bay we're in, and the depth reader on this guy's boat read, like 60 feet for the maximum depth. So not very deep at all. But yeah, here's a nice rock where the birds get a little rest in the middle of the ocean, and this poor guy looks lost. Like, oh shoot, this is not where I meant to go. But he's pretty cute. And then these birds all flying by. It was really cool. He said there must be like a feeding frenzy happening. If there had been whales, they would probably have been in that area. And then on Tuesday, Mom and I went and took a drive up the coast. And I took her to this elephant seal beach, where obviously there's just hundreds of these, in my opinion, kind of ugly seals. Mom thought they were cute. Mom also thought half of them were dead, but you can see why. Like, are some of them moving? No, not at all. But yeah, they're just all cuddled up in the sun. The water comes and hits them, and they don't even flinch. They don't even care at all. It was really funny. They make some really hilarious sounds. Just getting washed up with waves, and they don't care. Some of them also look like they're like molting, like shedding. So they look kind of haggard. Every now and then there is one that does look pretty cute. Look at those guys. I don't really have any fun facts about elephant seals other than like 3 or 4 years ago we've been to this spot, and they were also here back then. So they clearly like this spot. This is their habitat. And yeah, they seem to really enjoy it. I think Mom's trying to point out which one she thinks is dead. The water was really pretty. It was pretty cold out. It was pretty windy. Pretty cold. We eventually got to put the top down. Still a little brisk, but overall pretty good. Here's Mom just being a Cali girl, top down on Highway 1. The Pacific Coast Highway does close before Big Sur, California. There was a landslide last year, and it wiped out part of the highway. And there's really no estimated time of reopening. So we just drove north as far as we could go. And this is us actually on our way back after we got turned around. Some pretty wildflowers. And then just some more views of the coast while we were driving. Yeah, got to have the top down, our little bandanas to keep our hair from flying all crazy. It was just super pretty, super scenic. It was nice to go. This was a Tuesday morning. There was no one else really out on the road. Again, it dead ends and stops at a certain point, so there wasn't a lot of traffic, which made it really enjoyable. We just kind of cruise at our own pace. Then we stopped at Ragged Point to have some lunch, and it was really like a really beautiful grounds at the restaurant hotel area. This purple plant, you can tell that the bees really loved it. They were setting up for a wedding, which I'm sure was just gonna have the most gorgeous views. This upcoming coastal view that you can see is the backdrop of where the wedding was being set up. So it was really pretty. There's these Adirondack chairs out there that look like you could just have a cocktail or two. Honestly, it felt like it was like 40 degrees in the shade though. It was not warm. Then they had this like art installation Mom took a cool picture through. I just liked this flower, so I included it in this fun slideshow. And then more of that really cool purple flowering plant with the coast. My mom said the number one thing she wanted to do while she was out here was do a beach bonfire. The Oceano Dunes are the only beach in California that you can drive a vehicle on, and they're just like a little 3-minute drive from our house. So we loaded up Jeep car, got some firewood, brought out the blankie, and went for a nice evening bonfire. Jerry was having a great time. Apparently we brought this double chair for him and his Nana, so he's just getting a lot of attention and pets as he deserves. We were just having a great time. We had had some of those bottles of wine that we had bought from the Ancient Peaks horseback riding day, so had some wine on the beach, and we're just enjoying the beautiful sunset. It was, of course, again, a little bit windy and a little bit cold. Silas and I thought it was the more mild of the evenings we had. It was pretty comfortable. Mom thought it was pretty chilly, but definitely wasn't like warm, hot beach weather by any means, but it's pretty nice out. Out of all the things we did while my mom was here, this is probably my favorite activity we did. It was just really pretty out. The tide's coming in pretty quick here. It's pretty high tide. But we got our fire going, we're making some s'mores, and just having a good time relaxing. Really pretty sunset. And then the tide starts to come in, and we had to move our fire. About 3 minutes after we moved our fire, the tide really did come in and washed out completely where we had just been sitting. So we finished up by just making some s'mores, having some dessert, and then just headed back on our way home. We're really sad that my dad couldn't make it out this time, but we had a really, really good visit with my mom and packed a lot of fun things in on this short trip. This is an open invite for anyone to come visit us on all of our travels. Happy Mother's Day!